Rhythm is life. Rhythm is soul. I say, let's get it right this time. Let love unfold.
It's a closer look, but the difference, Lloyd, is it's the looking, if you like, or the closer looking, if you like, is coming from your direct experience and not intellect. You know too much, my friend. I got to the same point. I knew too much. I knew too much. So I kept dismissing things because I go, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. I know that. Yeah. Yet my direct experience was, oh, it still feels like there's a me here. It does. It still feels like there's a me here. Yeah. So something was being missed. Yeah. And what I had to stop doing was I had to stop relying on what mind had learnt. That had to stop because it wasn't helping. It wasn't helping. Yeah. And I had to come back to what's my direct experience and what's going on there? What's the direct experience? What's happening there? And just by going to the direct experience, see if something new arose, something else was seen and experienced, as opposed to not going there because mind is saying, I've already been there. Already been there, or you know, I know there's no me here, so what's the point? I know it. I know there's no me here, so you know, like I got to a point, Lloyd, where I even gave up on the whole idea of non-duality. At one point, I just went, oh, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And then I sort of gave up on it. But at the same time, there's enough learning here, yeah, to know that Terry can't make this happen. I cannot make, no matter what I do, I can't make the experience of enlightenment or awakening happen. Why? Because Terry is fictitious. So I can't do anything. Saw it clear as day, I thought. So then I went from, and I didn't realize the subtleness of it, yeah. Then I went from, okay, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. So what's the point of trying? So then what I did was I just elected to do nothing. Now, doing nothing is still a form of doing, but I didn't see it. Yeah. Where I went was, okay, if it's going to happen, it's just going to happen. If I'm going to awaken, it's just going to happen. Yeah. So then, and I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it at the time. Yeah. From a direct experience, wasn't aware. Yeah. Then what I did was then just sat around for years and years and years, waiting for it to happen. We're still a me there, waiting for it to happen. And of course, if there's a me there waiting for it to happen, it's never going to happen. It's in the absence of the me that it occurs.
Yeah.
The absence of. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people in that spot, if they're willing to die, and I don't mean necessarily physically, I meant
yeah,
terminating that sense, which obviously feels very dramatic to the entity that feels like it's dying. They sort of do break through somewhere, something.
Let's look at it like this. We all believe we're the body. Okay. Now, if the body was put in danger, because we believe we are that, yeah, we're going to protect it, yeah? We're going to do whatever we can to get out of the way, or if someone tries to attack us physically, we're going to attempt to do whatever we can to protect ourselves, yeah? E.g., the body. Yeah. Now, if this idea of a me, which we don't see, has attached itself to the beingness, the consciousness, and the awareness, and there's also an understanding that me has to go, do you think it's going to go? Because if it goes, what mind believes or me believes is also going to go is the beingness, the consciousness, and the awareness. And it's our natural state to protect that if we believe we are that. Yeah. So the me will just keep hanging on and hanging on and hanging on and hanging on because it believes if it goes, so too will consciousness, awareness, and beingness. Why? Because it's identified as that. And it might have happened, who knows, Lloyd, how long in the past it was that occurred. Yeah, like you have a 6-month-old baby. 6-month-old baby doesn't identify with anything. It just is this. And it's just, yay, No identification happening yet. Just a direct experience of this, yay. So somewhere back there when we started to learn language, there's been an identification that has occurred via the pseudo-me, and that pseudo-me was conditioned into the person, into the being, yeah, or into the mind. The seeming person had no choice around that. None. So it's this me that we believe we are, we're not even responsible for it. It was put there, depending on your environment, what country you're born into, social backgrounds. That was the last thing. Actually, that was the last thing I saw. That I get it, but why does me still feel like I'm here? Why? What? Why? And that I thought I'd seen years ago, because it was mind that grabbed hold of the idea. It wasn't a direct experience. That I thought I'd seen, one of the first things I thought I'd seen was actually the last thing that I came to see, which was, me or the thought pattern had completely and totally identified with consciousness. Of course, me is going to feel like it's here because consciousness is here. Awareness is here. The beingness is here.
So now, if I ask you, Terry, who are you? And you can tell me with utter sincerity whatever you're going to tell me. So who are you?
You're asking me now? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where are we when you're asking me that?
Here, of course.
and what could we possibly say about here.
That there's no other place.
It's just this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can pretend to be a person very, very easily.
But you're actually experiencing that, aren't you?
Hmm.
All right. Interesting.
But the irony there, Lloyd, is so are you.
Yes, that's right.
So is everybody sitting here. Everybody's, man, look, got to get, I don't have anything you don't already have. I don't. What you're looking for, you already are. I don't have anything. I don't.
You have an absence of.
Yeah. I how do I do? I know what I'm not. I know my true nature. But in knowing my true nature, I know I am everything and responsible for everything. Everything is a result of me. Oh, did you hear that? He used that word "me." Can't be a teacher.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. But that me, is only this presence awareness, this consciousness, this. Without the mind going blah 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 blah, telling me what it thinks reality is, what it thinks the world is, what it thinks the me is. And imagine if that all just stopped completely. It just stopped and stayed stopped. Stayed stopped. What would your experience of life be then?
Stillness.
Yeah. Just still. And in that stillness,
Where you are right now.
Your true nature is experienced. That I actually am is experienced. Just no more commentary about anything. Yeah. And it's the commentary that divides. Duality is purely and nothing but a result of the mind. In the absence of mind, there's no such thing as duality. It's not a thing.
I get it.
Yeah, and that's your direct experience right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But have a look, Lloyd. I think it seems to be very, very common for a lot of people that have been stuck, or have been on this path for a long time. When I really, really kind of drill down with somebody and try and get them to come out of everything that they think they know, and get them to acknowledge, yes, it does still feel like me's here. Yeah. That's what's happening there. Right there, it does feel like me's here. What's that? What's that experience? What is actually occurring there? What's happening? And it just dawned. But from an experience, it dawned.
Yeah.
Not an intellectual understanding, not something that just made sense. It dawned.
Yeah.
Oh shit. No wonder there's been this sense of me here, this sense that's here that I was labeling as me wasn't me, wasn't the me, but absolutely is being experienced. Yeah. And that's the gateway to your true nature. Consciousness is actually the gateway. I'll just let Kelly in. Consciousness itself is the gateway, not the mind. Not the mind. And it can take us a long time to surrender that and come to the realization, the gateway is not the mind. Bob used to say, Sailor Bob, he was my teacher, he used to say time and time and time and time again, the answer's not in the mind. It's not in there. The mind can't know that you are. The mind cannot experience that you are. So there's another kind of intelligence, if you like, or knowing, if you like, that starts to arise that's nothing like the intellect.
Yeah. So if, for example, on the analogy of thoughts being flies that are bothersome, then the self itself, as in the me, is a big fly that you never knew was there.
Correct. I love that analogy. I love that. I love that. Yep. Or, you know, you could say mosquitoes. Yeah. And the me is so big, you'd throw me as a mosquito and you could throw a saddle over it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So the seeker is the mind. Full stop. Yeah. And the mind, the seeker, is trying to experience this. And it believes it already has. So then it thinks awakening or enlightenment is something other than this. Yeah. But all it's experienced, it hasn't experienced anything yet, but what it believes it has experienced about this consciousness and awareness, what it believes it has experienced about this is a concept. Yeah. And at some point, the mind gets surrendered. At some point, yeah, there's a knowing outside of mind. Seriously, outside of mind. There's a knowing that arises, yeah, that the answer's not there. It's not there. It's literally not there. And it just surrenders. And the irony of that, when the mind surrenders completely, here I am, where I've always been.